Busch Gardens Williamsburg is a fantastic theme park with a great collection of roller coasters, so I'm gonna rank them all. Starting off with the kiddie coaster at number 10, Grover's Alpine Express. Located in the Sesame Street area of the park, there's not much to say about this ride other than it's great for what it's supposed to do. If you have any kids with you that want a tame but fun coaster experience, this is what you should do with them. Coming in at number 9 is Dark Coaster. When I first saw the track on site to when the announcement came, I was pretty pumped for an indoor family coaster experience with lots of theming. The ride experience looked so immersive, and then we got this. Not only is the theming disappointing, but the theme itself may scare younger thrill seekers off, which sorta kills this coaster's job. It's supposed to be a step up from Grover, but in my opinion, this ride was kind of a waste. It didn't even do its predecessor, Curse of Dark Castle, much of any justice. The 4 punchy launches, theming in the queue, and nods to the classic Dark ride are appreciated, but the lack of forces and the ride overall just doesn't do it for me. At the number 8 spot is the Skyrocket 2 coaster, Tempesto. This compact attraction offers some hang time 150 feet in the air and some fun whippy elements. Too bad the trains are the equivalent of being trapped in a dog crate. Anyways, the inline twist and launches are very fun and it's a solid ride in summary. However, Tempesto could be so much better if the trains weren't so clunky and the uncomfort collars didn't exist. Coming in at number 7 is the oldest roller coaster operating at Busch Gardens, the Loch Ness Monster. This ride is already respectable for being an ace roller coaster landmark, but the iconic spectacle that is the 2 interlocking loops is unmatched. These loops are very fun and there are some solid airtime moments throughout the ride. However, the front row doesn't do much for me other than some weak airtime moments. But the back row has amazing moments of airtime and intensity, especially considering this ride's age. And now that it's getting revamped as of recording this video, I'm so excited to keep riding this beast for years to come. Overall, this coaster is a must-do for its vintage ride experience and historical status. Moving on to a rickety fun ride at number 6, which is Invader. This GCI Family Woody is a fun time every time. While it is nowhere near the insane airtime of something like Thunderhead at Dollywood, this coaster still has a thrilling ride experience to offer. The airtime is still pretty solid, and the night rides are criminally underrated. Honestly, this overshadowed wooden coaster deserves a bit more attention than what it gets now. Moving right along to the top 5, which is where this list gets good. At number 5, we have Verbolten. Being the successor to the now defunct Big Bad Wolf, it was a tough one to follow. But Verbolten definitely delivered on the theming and callbacks to the Wolf's beloved experience. The launches are very fun and the shuffled Black Forest stories are like nothing else in the world. And of course, the big surprise at the end of the indoor section is very fun. Lastly, the finale that honors the Wolf is great even if it can get shaky. And overall, Verbolten is a very immersive and fun time that newcomers need to ride. At number 4 is the mythical monster known as Griffin. This dive coaster is intense and extremely fun. You start off with a 205-foot 90-degree drop that throws you out of your seat, especially in the 3rd row. The bottom of the drop has even made me gray out before. After a weightless Immelman loop and a mid-course brake run, you drop again and swoop through another awesome Immelman. Ensuing this is some shockingly good airtime into the eye-catching splashdown. And finally, you dip down into the brakes, ending the short but sweet ride. While a lot of people say that dive coasters are one-trick ponies, Griffin is very good at that one trick, which makes it a must-do at the park. Taking the bronze is the world's first B&M hypercoaster, Apollo's Chariot. I have not done many hypercoasters in my time, but I can say that this one gets too much hate. For being the first attempt at this star-studded model, it was a great first attempt. The drop is good in the back row, as is every airtime moment during the ride. And in the front, you get pounded by a whole bunch of wind. One thing to note is to never underestimate the drop off the mid-course brake run and also the final drop. These drops can provide some really good flowjector airtime, especially in the back row. In summary, Apollo's Chariot is a very solid B&M, but it's not the best B&M in the park. That goes to number 2, which is Alpengeist. If you don't know how to ride it, you can definitely feel its 25-year-old age. But if you keep your head forward, this monster is easily one of the best inverts in the world. The inversions pack a great mix of gracefulness and whip, and the Cobra roll is just insane. If you want to ride Alpengeist at its full potential, go in the back row because the front row barely pulls any forces. Since your feet are dangling above the ground, you can really feel the ride trying to rip them off on the Cobra roll. To finish, the ride flings you through a 0G roll, a corkscrew, and takes you through some scenic theming before hitting the brakes. Overall, Alpengeist is a ridiculously good coaster. Also, it more often than not has one of the shortest lines in the park. This means that you can do it multiple times on your visit. And at number 1, with no surprise, it's Pantheon. What is there to say that hasn't already been said? Well, I'll tell you. The launches are forcefully fun and the two inversions absolutely deliver. But the airtime. Oh boy, the airtime. The drop off the top hat provides some insane whip in the back row, and the Outer Bank tilt and wave turn deliver some wonky, awesome airtime. And who could forget the multipass launch with that crazy airtime bump in the middle? In summary, this Intamin-built launch coaster is packed with airtime, hang time, and an overall world-class experience that never disappoints. So what are your opinions on the roller coasters of Busch Gardens Williamsburg? I have a feeling I'm going to get slammed in the comments, so share your thoughts down below. Feel free to stay tuned for more quality coaster content coming soon, and subscribe if you liked the video. Signing off for now, this has been Storm, and I'll see you coaster lovers next time.